The Pod Network Entertainment.
And good evening, good afternoon, good morning to wherever you are listening or watching my podcast from here in the Philippines or from all over the world. And welcome to my podcast, the RJ Ledesma Podcast. In my podcast, I like to speak to trailblazing business people and entrepreneurs to learn more about how they think about doing business, what are their success secrets, and how can we replicate them in our own businesses as well, rather. But more importantly, what do they see as opportunities in the future for other entrepreneurs? And here I am so happy to have a husband-wife business team. I'm so happy to have you guys here because I also work with my wife, and I'm sure that many things that you do and many things that you go through, I can also relate to it very, very well. So please welcome here in my show, first of all, Michael Cordovis, who's the founder and president of M-Commerce, and we'll tell you a bit more about M-Commerce in just a bit, together with his lovely, lovely wife, who is also founder and vice president of Soupcart, which is Ziara Cordovis. Mike and Ziara, thank you so much for joining us here in the RJ Ledesma podcast.
Thank you, RJ. Thank you, RJ, for having us.
Yeah, please come.
For having us. Yeah, it's our first time.
I
to
know.
do podcast and to do interviews.
Oh, and then I'm so it's a privilege for me to have you guys over here because I know that you guys might not be, too familiar. The people listening here might not be too familiar with M-Commerce and Soupcart, but I'm sure you've experienced M-Commerce and Soupcart, especially for those of you who are very active in TikTok and on social media. These are the guys behind the scenes, pulling the strings, right?
Yes.
So I know that both companies are related. So I'll have you explain first of all a bit more about what Soupcart is and what M-Commerce is and how they both relate together. But here's an interesting little factoid. Ziara just got back from China because she was part of the Alibaba program.
Yeah, Alibaba.
Yeah, and I did the program here as well. Diba? There was the Alibaba Netpreneurs program,
Yeah,
and I had a chance to do it about 2 years ago. And people like Steve C of Great Deals E-commerce is an alumnus. Tell us a bit more about what was this Alibaba program that you went to?
So it's like a group of entrepreneurs. So like all over the world. So we had a offline campus tour and as well as what's Alibaba all about.
Wow, how did you qualify for this?
You have to qualify for like the online course, and if you can pass, you can go to the offline course.
Wow, so I didn't pass. So I passed the
Same
online
tayo,
course.
RJ.
Same tayo pala. I passed the online course, but hindi ako nakuha sa offline. But you got to the offline course.
Yeah.
And then you went, and then ito sinama mo rin.
Sumama ako,
Ito
yeah.
yung,
Sumama siya.
ito yung plus one mo.
Kasi,
No, walang plus
Walang
one.
plus one kasi birthday ng daughter namin
Oo.
September 12. So sinama na lang namin.
Oh, nice. How nice.
Yeah.
So, tell us, I mean, you got to actually go to the Alibaba campus. Can you please just share with us right now, for those watching, what was the biggest wow moment or when you went there?
Like when I went there, sobrang na-open yung mind ko with business development, globalization. So when you go to China kasi, parang na-open yung mind mo, wow, they're so advanced. How can they do that? Bakit sila naging sobrang big yung
Mhm.
China? So you can learn there na merong AI, how do they incorporate it with their business? And we also learned about like there's this village na even the farmers, they can sell online. So technically, yung mga farmers there, naging mayaman sila because of the platform Alibaba made.
Wow.
So it's just one of them. They also have like what do you call that? Not really importation, but they call it Cainiao.
China is a fulfillment warehousing solution.
So technically they
Yeah.
build like technologies for the
Mhm.
business. So I didn't know na mission and vision and values is very important when it comes to business.
Yeah, I recall that's part of the whole Alibaba
Yes,
network experience, right?
yes.
How they and the thing was amazing for me. Wow, this is like free plugging for Alibaba Netpreneur, but
Yeah.
it was really how it's so different from how a Western mind would
Yes,
think about doing
yes.
business, and the vision mission, how it was so simple, but how they put it all together, right?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
what was the biggest takeaway or insight that you gained, if you don't mind sharing, coming out from I mean, the offline, they toured you around, you talked to people. What did you pick up the most that was the most insightful for you when it comes to business that you think other entrepreneurs can appreciate?
So, the biggest insight kasi we entrepreneurs always think of the money that we make sa business natin. But then we entrepreneur, sorry. So, usually kasi like tayo, we always think about the money, diba? Like the money.
Mm.
But then entrepreneurs pala talaga is how to help the community and how to help the people around us. So it's not always about money, but how can you impact the world and how can you impact the community. So that's yung parang naging mindset ko na, okay, hindi lang pala on myself or ano yung mag-gain ko, but yung sa other people din, anong magigain nila sa business na ginagawa mo.
Wow. Ikaw, Mike, you were there the whole time with her, right?
Yeah. Pero ako yung nagbabantay ng bata.
But ikaw, anong napulot mo rin dyan? I mean, I'm sure you got some stuff also
Yeah,
there
kasi
that you like.
first time ko makapunta sa Hangzhou. Pero every year, lagi ako muna ng China.
Mm-mm.
Pero nakita ko sa Hangzhou na first time ko na-experience yung pumunta ka ng grocery, pero may automated na pala na pag nag-order ka sa app nila, pinipick up ng mga ng mga riders, tapos nilagay nila sa machine, dinideliver diretso dun sa parang exit na something na automated siya everything.
Lahat.
So parang pag nag-checkout ka rin, automatic checkout, walang cashier, lahat parang nasa Japan ka na nilagay mo na yung product mo, scan mo lang yung QR code or yung barcode, everything automated. So kahit na di ko kasama sa Alibaba, parang nag-ikot din ako ng city na anong meron dito, lahat parang grabe
Parang
yung technology,
faster.
ang bilis eh. Compare na parang sabi ko, what if meron tayong technology dinala sa Pilipinas? Kaya bang sabayan ng Pilipinas yung technology doon? So parang naisip ko na sa mind ko na siguro after 1 to 2 years, pwede ko siyang dalhin because yung mga technology doon parang even make our life easier na rin. Yung natutunan
Yeah.
ko doon.
We even
Wow.
stayed
Yeah.
at parang Flyzoo Hotel na walang tao na. Like
Robot.
everything was robot.
Yeah.
Wow.
So technically if like you order food, robot na magde-deliver sa doorstep ng hotel mo.
Wow.
Like even check-in, like wala ng tao.
Yes. Even ano din nag-order kami ng mga cake. 'Di ba sa Pilipinas parang sobrang tagal.
Mm.
Parang sa kanya 20 minutes sasayon na yung cake.
For the birthday.
For the birthday cake,
Yeah.
20 minutes
Wow.
lang. Yeah, sobrang bilis.
Bilis.
Tapos pag bumili ka ng mga parang food panda doon sa China, order ka siguro 15 minutes sasayon na yung pagkain.
Wow.
Tapos robot yung mag-akit ng pagkain sa'yo.
Talaga?
Yes, everything automated.
And also you don't there's no cash anymore. It's almost cashless.
Yeah.
You guys were there.
WeChat Pay, Alipay, lahat, everything is
Everything is
digital.
cashless.
Oh, fantastic.
Nagbigay ako ng 100 RMB. Walang may gusto tumanggap.
Walang
Wala
gusto
nang
doon.
panukli.
Si Steve Z nga, hindi na-connect yung ano niya, yung Alipay niya.
Yeah.
So, wala siyang, nagka-problem siya kasi yung cash niya, walang sukli.
Ah.
Yeah,
Oh,
so nice there.
Did you get to meet the big boss when you were there?
To 2017 lang daw siya. Kasi siya talaga nag-set up nung
Si Jack Ma.
Alibaba
Oh.
Net Entrepreneur is
Oh.
clearly to help mga entrepreneurs din. Yung message niya.
I see.
So, siya, 2017 lang daw and then hindi na siya pumunta.
Wow. So he
Yeah.
just kind of set up the whole place. Okay.
Yes.
So really great learning. And then what actually brought you all the way there to Alibaba was that you were Subcart, right? Is that right? That's the business that was put in.
Actually, he registered it for me.
Yeah.
Yung e-commerce yung niregister niya. I didn't even know na he registered it.
They're perfect for you, right?
He was like, okay, let's go to sa September. So, like, ha? Siya pala nag-register na sa akin.
So, swerte ka naman, di ba? Ikaw pa napasama ka pa tuloy, di ba?
Yes.
Okay. So tell me a bit more about the company. There's Subcart and then there is M-commerce, which is sort of like a result of Subcart. Is that right? Or they work together? So in a nutshell, elevator pitch style, no?
Okay.
What exactly is Subcart? Please feel free. And if you can go ahead. tell me.
Subcart kasi started way before. I was like selling camera cases. So, I was selling camera cases.
And
Tapos
you were college at this time?
I was college at the
College,
time.
yeah.
So, we started like, nag-import kami. And siya yung nag-import for me.
Wait, so college boyfriend mo,
Yes.
ex-boyfriend mo,
Yes,
husband mo
yes,
ngayon.
yes.
So you guys were together in college and
Yeah.
then were you classmates? Were you
Yes,
Classmates kami.
what course were you guys taking?
Export
Export
management.
Perfect. So you were taking export management
Yeah.
in College of St. Benilde. Shout out to the College of St. Benilde.
Yes.
These are very proud graduates. I told them earlier on offline that I'm actually board of trustee in the College of St.
Yeah.
Benilde. So happy to see so many of our successful graduates, and you guys are just epitomes of success from the school. So going back, you were both export management students at the time, so you're applying now your skills.
yeah.
Okay, so tell me, so you were importing camera case. But camera, you mahilig ka sa camera case?
Kasi that time talaga, wala talagang, like, uso yung Fujifilm camera cases, camera before, but then walang protective.
Mm-mm.
So, parang naisip ko, okay, what if I can pa-help ko sa kanya import yung sa needs ko lang. And then, ang dami palang nagtatanong, meron bang ganito, meron bang ganyan. Siya nag-import. And then, we had like, nasa ano lang maliit na condo, no?
Pero
Nasa,
before that, nag-start is, paano kami nagkaroon ng puhunan?
Oh, yeah. So, that was,
Binenta namin yung camera namin.
Yeah.
Para
So, you better may camera mo for a camera case but you won't have anymore kasi wala ka na
yeah,
camera.
sobrang
Yeah.
weird nga. Sobrang
Oh.
weird because we started at that. And then, parang nagtuloy-tuloy siya. I would do everything. I would do the posting. He would do the picture. I would do the meetup. I would pack everything.
And this is the postings on Facebook at this time already?
Yes,
Okay.
yung
Dati
mga
parang
groups.
Facebook community lang.
Facebook
Yeah.
Wala pa
communities.
siyang parang messaging ads, wala pang mga
Yeah,
Shopify
yeah.
that time.
Yeah,
I see.
wala
I think that's
pa.
2015, no?
Mm.
2015.
I see.
2015? Yeah.
2015 to 2017.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
sige, tell me, yes. Continue,
And then
please.
after that, parang sabi ko, oh, why not? Kaya we can open our importation business because ikaw yung nag-import sa akin. Why don't we help other Filipinos who, give them opportunity to sell as well in the Philippines na we can help them import. So that's how Subcart started.
Okay. So that was the main pain point of Subcart when you
Yes.
began. You're just, well, basically it's an importation business.
Yeah, and we also help like mga businesses na we source product for them and then landed na here in the Philippines.
Okay. So you have to help me better appreciate what makes Subcart unique and innovative versus everybody else. That's why actually you went to the Alibaba course, right? Because there's some digitalization factor that you had over there. What is the secret sauce? Did you have certain supplies that you had? Tell us a bit more about what makes Subcart a bit
Siguro
different.
because you have like employees in China, we have also what do you call that? We have offices in China. So technically mas cheaper yung nabibigay namin sa
I see,
Yeah.
I see. But when you started off Subcart, you didn't have that yet, right? You had to build that backwards.
Yeah, you had to build that. So technically, yung nag-start talaga is siya. And then over time, we had like employees in China already, and yun nag-start.
Tell me a bit more. That's the part I'm really curious in, and how you built it, because you had Subcart, right? And
Yeah.
you start bringing in camera cases. All of a sudden, you realize that there were more product lines. Like, what were the other product lines na gusto ng mga tao dito?
So, nag-start from camera cases, and then after that, na-explore namin yung Shopee way back 2017.
Mm-mm.
So, doon namin natutunan yung sinasabing e-commerce. So, doon na kami nag-bring ng like mga general products, mga pang-kitchen. Ang dami nun, mga panghugas ng kotse. Everything, lahat ng mga general products, dinadala namin sa Pilipinas. And then, umabot din kami, nag-build din kami ng mga Shopify store, yung mga website.
Mhm.
So, doon namin na-learn na what if mag-build na ng long-term branding. Pero that time, hindi kami into marketing So, wala kaming alam.
More or less basically buy and sell
Buy and sell lang
on
talaga.
e-commerce.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I
So,
see.
doon talaga naka-focus. And after that, yun, nag-offer na kami ng service sa mga clients namin na what if etong mga products na in-import ko na bumabenta sa akin, benta ko na sa mga client ko. Hindi naman mag-retail. Ako na maging supplier nyo. 'Di ba? So, mas malaking kita nun. So, that's the time na ginawa namin is, okay, pasok ng mga product, benta namin sa inyo. Okay, turuan kita paano magbenta. 'Di ba? Bili ako ng cheaper product, tapos ito yung kinukuha ko sa mga supplier na ito yung mga yung paano gamitin itong product, tapos meron na ako nakukuha mga video sa international na itong video pwede niyong gawin, pwede niyong gamitin pang-benta. Kasi nakukuha ko lang sa lahat sa supplier. So that's a time na from product sourcing, and then na-open na namin yung importation. So importation, kahit wala kang product in-import sa China, no? Ako na tutulong sa'yo mag-import. Meron kang supplier, ako na magpapasok. So, para hindi ka mahirapan na paano ako maghanap ng product. Sige, hanap ka sa Alibaba, sa platform ng supplier, ako na magpapasok sa'yo.
I see.
Ganun nangyari.
I have a question. You're both Filipino Chinese, right?
Filipino-Chinese,
Oh.
yes.
Was it in general, was it easier as Filipino Chinese to do business in China? Did you have to be conversant in because I know that many Filipino Chinese are not, there's different
Yeah.
there's different
Yeah.
degrees of familiarity with the language, with the culture. They speak over here Hokkien, they speak Mandarin
Yes,
over there.
yes,
How
yes.
did it how were you able to manage also building that over there?
So,
did it help out?
For me, I can speak
Fluent.
Mandarin. Fluent ako.
Fluent
So, mas
Hokkien
kaya
and
ko
Mandarin.
makipag-negotiate. So, everything before WeChat lang lahat. Hanggat na-meet mo na yung supplier, na-meet mo na personal yung supplier, nakapag-Mandarin ka, hindi ka maluloko kasi alam mo Chinese ka. So nakapag-Mandarin ka. Hindi ka maluloko. Ganun siya.
I see. Paano man ikaw, Ziara?
More on like dati sa operations
Yeah.
lang
More sa
ako. But
back-end siya
back-end ako eh. Siya talaga yung sa suppliers.
Yeah, more on sa
Communication.
negotiation ako.
Communication siya.
Communication ako. Siya naman yung sa mga fulfillment, warehouse, finance, si Jara nag-handle.
Yeah.
I see. So, and then in terms of building the company in China, right?
Mhm.
Tell us a bit more about that one, because I understand, of course, importation, right? So you had to build the front office
Yes.
over here. Tell us, I'm very curious, how did you build
Okay.
the back office in
So
China?
we started the Subcart sa Pilipinas. Naghanap din kami ng mga partner. So mahirap naman mag-start ng negosyo na paano ako nasa China, ako nasa Pilipinas siya. So hinap namin yung partner na which is cousin ko. So yung cousin ko nag-help sa amin na mag-establish ng company sa China. So siya rin nag-help mag-hire ng mga employee dun sa China. And siya na rin nag-handle nun, everything.
Your cousin is, he was born here, or he was
Born sa China.
born sa China? So you
Yes.
really have Chinese cousins
Yes,
who
yes.
were
Yes, so siya
Chinese,
nag-set up
oh.
everything dun sa China. So madali lang yung communication namin.
I
Every
see,
time
I
may
see.
mga kailangan ako, sabihin lang namin dun sa employee namin sa China na okay, kailangan ko mag-source ng ganitong product. Okay, kailangan ko ng ganitong warehouse. Hanapan mo ko. Mas madali siya.
And I guess also that there's a bigger trust factor there as
Yes,
well.
yes.
for being
Kasi
able to
ano
establish
naman,
it.
relative naman. So
Relative.
hindi mo kailangan magkaroon ng doubt na, ay, nanakawan ka nito.
Oo.
Diba? So even us, wala naman kaming kontrata. Diba?
And he's the one up to now still running it out of
Yes,
China
yes,
for
yes.
Subcart.
Yes.
So Subcart, all of a sudden, what you did is, I can see the value chain that you started to build up over here, diba? The first is that it was the importing, diba? After that importing, you said first, I'll sell first, but eventually said, no, I don't have to sell. I can just pass it on
Yes.
and teach them how to sell.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why did you decide to do that? Are the margins bigger if you just pass it on versus you selling it yourself?
So, we have a parang kasabihan, okay lang maliit ang
May
kita,
kita,
pero volume naman.
Okay.
Kaysa naman malaking patong mo sa retail, pero maliit naman yung volume.
I see. So parang let them do the effort of the marketing.
Yes.
But let me just make on the smaller margins, which is
Yes.
if you don't mind me saying, it's very Chinese philosophy of
Yes.
doing
Yes.
business, right?
Yes.
Basta high volume, di ba? Kahit malit na kita, high volume
Yeah.
is very
Yes.
very important over here.
And also that, parang naging added value din sa service namin na pag nag-import ka, kami na mag-finance nun. Nag-down payment ka lang kalahati, pero pagdating ng produkto, pag-deliver ko sa'yo, tsaka mo naman bayaran. So,
Okay.
malaking big factor din yun. Kaysa bumili ka sa ibang bansa, mamumuhunan ka, pagdating ng Pilipinas, hindi ka pa sure kung legit or hindi.
How are you able to manage that one? How are you able to manage the fact that they could pay you
parang
50%
no?
down payment?
Parang nag-trust na lang din kami. Na, di kasi, naman to, kakilala naman to. Pag nagpasok ko, babayaran naman niya.
Wow, that was a big,
Yeah.
technically it's a big operational risk.
Yes.
Financial
Yes.
risk for you guys.
But really, our talaga is really to help naman din other
Yes.
Filipino
I see.
business,
I see.
you know.
When you were doing that, were you guys already, I'm just curious, you guys were going to get married that time, or your boyfriend, girlfriend? And
No,
then
we just got married this year.
This year, February lang.
Oh wow, so buti na lang nagpakasal kayo. No?
Tagal na kami, 10 years na kami.
10 years
I see.
Yeah.
Now, as you were putting the business together and it was being run, was it all smooth sailing from the start, or did you have experience that there were some times when you said, okay, I'm gonna shut this down and just do something else?
Well, business naman talaga, it's not always running smoothly. Like, ang daming challenges siya along the way. Like, there were times talaga na, you know, the pandemic hit. We ordered like one whole, ilang containers yun of mask. And na-stock yun. So,
In customs.
In
Yes.
custom, we lost a lot of money there. Pero you cannot just dwell on yung losses mo. You have to like really stand up. Ano pang pwede natin gawin? So, by that, parang wala. Kahit masakit siya, parang hindi na namin siya parang inaano.
Parang
Parang,
hindi lang dahil sa pera na, ay, nawala yung pera, sige, magpapakamatay na ako, ayoko na magnegosyo.
Mhm.
Parang kailangan mo isipin paano ako ulit mag-stand up na bawiin mo to.
bawiin natin.
Yeah. Very, very good. I like that one. Sometimes
Yeah.
we all have to remind ourselves of that,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to doing business, because there's no entrepreneur I know. I mean, for myself, I mean,
Yeah.
I failed many times because that's
That's part of
that's
it.
part of
Yes.
it, right?
Yeah.
Or
And
you
then-
learn from the mistake na, so next time, hindi mo siya ulitin.
Exactly,
Mm.
exactly. So, I often ask this question: when did you know that Subcart was parang successful? What did you feel personally? Parang, may moment pa kayo na naranasan mo? You said, oh my gosh, Subcart is here na.
Kasi before, parang, sa Binondo pa kasi kami before. So, nung nag-ano kami, as in like, hindi kami, nung nag-start kami, nakikita lang namin yung containers nakapark. Tapos sabi namin, soon, magkaka-isang container din tayo. And true enough, nung lumaki talaga yung business, parang nakikita ko 3 containers, 4 containers bumababa at the same time. So sabi namin, I think we made it. Parang ganyan.
Nice.
Every time
Yeah.
parang nag-aim tayo na soon gusto ko magkaroon ng sariling warehouse. Kasi dati maliit lang.
Sobrang late
parang
lang.
meron kami every time ina-aim na magkaroon ng warehouse. Ngayon, nagkaroon kami sariling warehouse. Ina-aim natin, dapat may office na kami dito. So, work hard, tapos na-aim ulit namin. So, parang every time, meron kang tina-target, para sa'yo success yun eh. Pero kung in overall, success pa ba yung business? Hindi siya parang success na kasi marami pa tayong i-reach.
Kumbaga, malayo na malayo pa.
Malayo
Oo,
pa, malayo pa.
But at least there's a certain sense of fulfillment in
Yes,
doing this.
yes.
But like I was talking earlier to Jonalyn of Dear Face, who's one of the biggest persons who work with you, no? For her, there was a bigger meaning. There's a bigger why she's doing her business because she's helping transform lives. What was your bigger why when you were doing this Subcart? Meron ba? Like you said, for you, was it helping other Filipinos?
Yes, yun talaga, like helping other Filipino. Because before, they don't have even the chance na how can they sell. Kasi wala talagang, hindi pa masyadong yung pag-import before eh. So for us, why not? Kasi pwede ko naman sarilihin ko yung pag-import ko eh. But I told him, why not open our service to other people? Kasi you want to help din talaga Filipino.
Fulfilling din na nakikita mo yung mga kababayan sa Pilipinas na umuunlad yung negosyo, lumalaki yung kita nila dahil may tumutulong sa kanila.
Meron ba kayong isang halimbawa for you guys, one of the people that you've worked with that for you it's such a success story that because of your importation from Subcart they really grew a business? Do you have any in your head?
Madami. Madami
Okay.
talaga. Like, it's so fulfilling for us kasi it's not all about nga, sabi ko, hindi naman talaga kita yan eh. But yung relationship na build mo sa isang tao and how yun na-transform yung life nila.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Now let's move on to so Subcart was sort of like the first business. It was an import business that you
Import, yes.
And in my head, I can see now how it led to the creation of the next business, M-Commerce.
Hindi pa siya.
Hindi pa siya, ano pa. So,
may process pala.
Meron pa.
So Subcart, sige,
from
Michael.
Subcart, nag-create kami ng fulfillment service na.
Okay, sige.
Yeah.
So, fulfillment service. So, may mga clients na kami ng international na. So, mga Chinese na nag-import sa Pilipinas, kami na rin nag-handle.
Ng fulfillment.
So, ngayon, ang question dito, wala kaming warehouse yung mga Chinese. Wala kaming warehouse sa Pilipinas. Nag-online kami dito. Paano naman namin i-handle itong fulfillment, no? So, kami na nag-handle fulfillment nila. Lahat ng orders na nasa online, kami na rin nag-handle. So, nagtayo kami ng Mango Cloud Fulfillment Service.
Mango Cloud.
Mango Cloud, yeah.
Okay.
So, nagkaroon ng Mango Cloud. Kami naging fulfillment. And that's the time, may lumapit ng client sa amin na Chinese na meron kaming product, meron kaming brand. Paano naman namin ibibenta sa TikTok? So, doon muna pumasok sa TikTok na may isang client lumapit sa amin. Help mo kami ibenta sa TikTok. That time, seller lang kami.
Seller lang kayo.
Yeah, hindi kami service provider.
And then sabi niya TikTok because in China, TikTok was big. I
Yes.
guess. And
Pero
that's
before pumasok ang TikTok shop sa Philippines, nilearn na namin sa China kung paano nag-work yung Douyin, which is yung TikTok ng China. Kung paano nag-sell, may mga host na paano nagbebenta, paano nagsasalita. Nilearn namin lahat ng process dun. So, pagpasok ng TikTok shop sa Philippines, doon na namin in-adapt sa Pilipinas yung na-learn namin sa China.
Okay. So you said that a client came to you initially, Chinese client came to you, said, may product ako, pakibenta to sa TikTok, di ba? Basically
Yes,
that.
yes.
So how did you go about it from there?
Okay, so from our experience as a seller sa TikTok before, nung April 2022 nag-start TikTok shop, in-experiment namin siya, paano ibenta. Kasi
bago lumapit yung Chinese.
bago siya eh. Di
Bago
ba-
siya.
Bago pumasok yung Chinese clients sa inyo or after pumasok yung Chinese client?
Bago
Pa. So parang
Yes.
testing ninyo.
Yes.
Testing namin.
Ah,
oo.
okay.
So, that time, sinabi namin sa client na hindi kami marunong paano i-handle to kasi very niche eh. Oral care siya eh. So, sabi namin, general product binibenta namin. Paano kami pupunta sa personal care or oral care product? So, that time, parang nag-test live kami. Sige, testing lang namin. Okay lang ba? Gawin namin siyang parang, anong tawag nun? Parang pang-testing lang namin. Okay lang. So, pumayag yung client. Kasi yung brand, sobrang sikat niya sa Indonesia. So, pagpasok sa Pilipinas, okay, trial kami. Nag-live kami. Hindi siya nag-success kasi viewers, 2 lang. Isa live host namin. Yung isa, dami account pa nanonood.
Okay.
So, hindi talaga siya success. So, naisip namin, paano 'to? Hindi namin alam paano. So, nag-learn pa rin kami na paano namin siya i-adapt yung natutunan namin sa China. So, umabot na sa point, nanonood na kami ng mga live sa Pilipinas. Nood kami ng nood na, ito pala gusto ng mga Pilipino. Ganito pala dapat magsalita yung host mo. Dapat ganito pala binibigay mo yung ano yung gustong tignan ng mga tao sa TikTok. So, inadapt namin. Tumaas na mga viewers. Umabot na ng mga 10, umabot ng 20, umabot ng 50. And then that's the time naisip namin, okay, meron na naman lumalapit sa amin kasi kami yung first trial sa Pilipinas na mag-run ng TikTok eh.
Shop.
So, may lumapit sa amin ng client na okay, gusto namin ipa-service din sa inyo. Pero hindi namin tinanggap kasi hindi nga kami marunong paano eh. Kasi isang brand pa lang nahawak namin. And that's the time naghanap na kami ng mga employee na mag-help sa amin, which is nag-look kami ng dalawang tutulong sa amin, which is the co-founder of M-Commerce din. So sila yung nagtulong sa amin paano i-build yung the ecosystem of M-Commerce sa loob, kung paano nag-work yung live selling.
Okay. Sino naging partner mo, strategic partner mo sa M-Commerce?
Yeah, sa M-Commerce, we have 5 kami co-founder. I'm the founder and isang cousin ko, and the other one is Kinder, partner ko, and other one is GB and Via. So sila yung dating live host sa ibang company. Na naging,
Yeah.
Actually, you brought for their skill set, pinasok mo si
yes.
Sonny.
Yeah.
Sabi namin na magaling tong dalawang
Dalawa.
to. Sayang opportunity na live host ka lang. So kinuha namin sila.
But they started as like manager.
Manager lang
Live
sila.
host lang
Live
sila.
host lang sila.
We gave them
I
opportunities.
see, I
Yes.
see. Okay.
Yeah.
So, what did you guys... So, in other words, pinuhunan ninyo yung negosyo because you said, I could see the potential.
Yes.
Because you were telling
Nag-risk
me...
din kami. Hindi namin alam kung mag-success yung M-Commerce.
Exactly, because the
Yeah.
way that you put it, you said, 50 viewers, maraming
Yeah.
pumapasok.
Yeah.
Sige, build that in yung
Yeah.
company, di ba?
Yes, yes.
That's what happened.
And we started in yung ano namin sa Pasig.
Warehouse lang.
Warehouse namin. Doon
Doon
kami
nag-start
nag-start yung
yung Subpart.
M-Commerce.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then tell me a bit more. I'm sure people want to know that sort of journey that you had where you had to keep on tweaking and trial and error until
Yeah.
finally you found the formula. Can you share me a bit more about, when you brought people in, then until you finally found, you don't have to share the formula with us, but when did you finally discover na parang tumama kayo?
Siguro for me, nakikita ko kasi noong time na nagbe-build yung M-Commerce, I was busy na with a kid. So, yung formula talaga is find the right people
Yes.
can kickstart the business. Kasi without the people talaga, ang hirap mag-start ng business eh. Kung walang mag-kickstart siya, walang marunong. So when we hired yung dalawang yun, na sobrang talaga sila, magaling talaga silang dalawa. And that's yung nalalaman namin na, ganito pala. So we
Yes.
trusted them.
Everything alam namin, sinasabi namin sa nila, everything alam nila,
Ginigive back
ginigive
nila.
back nila sa amin na, okay, sir, ito yung solution, okay, ito yung idea ko, gawin natin. Hindi kasi parang normal nag-hire tayo ng someone na, okay, bigyan kita ng task, ito na rin yung solution. Hindi sila mag-learn eh. Pero kami, each other, nag-learn kami paanong gawin to. Kahit ako, as a founder, nag-learn din ako sa kanila. So, I think finding the right people talaga
Yeah.
importante dun sa business natin.
Okay. So tell me, when you put together the team, right? This is an initial team that you put together. When did you start seeing sort of like the results that all your... Kasi you're saying it was working.
Yeah.
And then they brought them in. When did you start tweaking it? And what did you see? What were the small changes that were made that you started seeing very significant improvements in the business?
So, nung time na nahanap na namin yung parang pinakatamang solution or the tamang recipe na success yung ginagawa namin, nung time na nakapag-expand na kami yung M-Commerce. So, nag-start siya sa Subcart, which is the warehouse lang. Nag-build kami live studio, testing. And then, nung time na tinap kami ni TikTok, do we want to become a TikTok shop agency? So, doon na namin na okay, tama na yung ginagawa natin. Sige, inalok lang kami maging agency, sige, expand agad tayo. Kasi alam na namin ito yung recipe na ginagawa namin. Pag nag-expand kami, tuloy-tuloy ang pasok ng client.
I see.
Doon, that's a time, nag-move na kami sa BGC. Na parang dating inaay namin, sana magkaroon ng office sa BGC. Na-reach na naman namin ulit to.
Wow.
So, na-reach namin yung office doon sa BGC. Build kami ng more live room. Doon na pumapasok yung mga brands na binibigay ni TikTok sa amin. So, cater, and then lahat ng recipe na alam namin, ini-inject namin. Tama lahat siya. And after that, nag-expand ulit kami. Ibig sabihin, tama recipe namin eh. Every time na ginagawa mo yung recipe na naisip mo sa utak mo, nag-expand ka, ibig sabihin, tama, lahat yan, tama yan. Tuloy-tuloy lang. So, doon namin nakita na yung M-Commerce success because of the idea na na meron namin, na ginagawa namin dun sa business namin.
Wow. So part of the way that I think about it is that because we all talk about
Yeah.
each business has to have a secret sauce.
Yes.
Meaning that your secret sauce really for m-commerce is that you had the right way to
People.
present
Yes.
in the right platform.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's really what became the magic for you
Yes.
to grow the business
Mm-mm.
into what it is here today.
Yeah.
Give me an idea lang right now in m-commerce, like how many live videos do you do, live streaming,
Host.
live
Live
hosting at the same time?
streaming.
How many you're hosting, how many products that you have, so people just know just how
Oh.
big it is here right,
Right now, for m-commerce, we have two. One is Mega Live, one is m-commerce. So m-commerce right now is 25 brands, and Mega Live is around 10. So total of 35 running every day.
Yung
Every
live
day.
host.
Live host is around times 200 something. 200
every day. So
something.
it's
Every
like
day.
every day there's a
Every
host.
day 200 something, yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Now, give me an idea that for example, I'm a brand who's coming
Mhm.
in. Well, how exactly does it work if I go to m-commerce right now and I say, hi, guys, can you help me grow my brand? What's the formula that you guys have
Okay,
to grow the
so
brand?
first one is pinipitch namin yung business namin, kung ano ba yung success ng magiging isang brand. So everything nilalatag namin sa table, pinag-aralan namin yung brand din nila.
Yeah.
Syempre hindi naman lahat ng brand, example for TikTok kasi is for masses talaga yan. Pag pumasok ang mahal na brand,
Mhm.
hindi lahat mag-success din. So ano na siya, may tamang timing lang talaga. So, every time, honest kami sa brand na pagpasok mo, okay, ano yung insight namin dito, ano yung dapat natin baguhin dito, tsaka namin offer yung service namin. So, number one, in-offer talaga namin live streaming and yung content production. And after that, pati affiliate. Kasi in TikTok kasi, hindi lang nakikita mo everyday is live lang eh. It's bigger pa talaga. From live streaming mo, meron ka pang content production, meron ka pang affiliate marketing. Pero behind the success of that brand kasi is the affiliate marketing mo. Yung mas maraming nagasabi ng brand mo. 'Di ba? Example,
Parang yun yung word of mouth technique.
Yeah,
Yes.
word of mouth.
That's digital word of mouth.
Yes.
Parang
Yes.
ganyan.
Parang example, mayroon tayong isang bottle of water, isang tao na nagsabi na masarap to. Walang maniniwala. Parang pag 1,000 tao nagsabi na masarap tong tubig na to, lahat ng tong bibili. So that's how affiliate marketing works sa TikTok. So from that, meron tayong tinatawag na tinatanim natin yung seed dun sa mga sa platform, no? From affiliate, doon na tayo papasok sa live streaming pag medyo sikat na yung brand mo. So lahat yan nilalatag namin sa brand. In-inform namin sila na when ka papasok ng TikTok. Right now ba is tamang timing or maybe after ilang months
Wow.
pa?
Do you mind sharing with me one of the super success stories that have come out of what m-commerce has done? Yung parang, I'm so proud of this brand
Yeah.
that we put together.
Siguro like mga so we started with Chinese clients, 'di ba? So yun parang napa-boom talaga namin yung products nila. And then, international brands were coming because
Yes.
they were threatened.
Wow.
They were threatened na
Mhm.
parang itong brand na to, sobrang sikat na to, tapos kami naiwan. So,
They came to you
kinausap,
also.
they came to us.
They came to you also as well.
Yeah.
Wow. Really, really
Yeah.
impressive. Having said that, are you guys, what's next now for you guys? Because the way that I see it is because from soup cart to fulfillment to
Marketing
agency, you guys are making you're creating a better value chain
Mhm.
Yeah.
for the suppliers and
Yes.
for the consumers. What's next for you guys now?
Right now, for the m-commerce, no, parang we want to build an ecosystem sa loob ng e-commerce sa Pilipinas na from logistic to trading to warehousing to selling. So, in apat na to, pag inikot mo kasi siya, doon mag-success ang isang brand.
Mhm.
So, ang goal namin talaga is to scale the brand na meron namin dito sa loob ng company. Example, we have marami na international brand na gusto mag-tap sa amin. But, hindi kasi lahat na kaya i-cater because right now, m-commerce fully fully occupied na talaga.
Fully booked.
Fully booked na siya, yeah.
Fully booked.
So, sa sobrang daming nakapila sa amin, kailangan namin mag-expand pa para makater yung mga nakapila. So, yun yung ina-eye namin is to expand talaga, mag-expand. So, to build more live room, to help more brands na mag-scale sa loob ng TikTok. Kasi sa TikTok right now, isa tamang timing ng pasukan eh. Because hindi pa talaga sobrang saturated.
I see.
Pero once na-saturate na yung market, mahihirapan yung mga brands pumasok.
And you have to find you guys will have to find another venue
Yes, yes.
Yes.
to enter into that's a bit more fresh. But that's
Yes.
just part of doing business,
Yes.
right?
Yes,
Oo.
yes.
Pero right now, M-Commerce is din, looking for expansion in the whole Philippines. Hindi lang, dito lang tayo sa Manila nag-live. Kasi even sa Visayas, Mindanao area, pwede ka mag-establish ng mga live studio doon.
Are you established there right now?
Not yet, but we're eyeing din na magtayo sa Luzon, Visayas and Mindanao area din.
I see. Are you also seeing, and I always ask this question of all of the people I interview in the podcast, are there business opportunities that you're seeing as well from wearing your hat? Kasi nakita mo, there's opportunities in import, there's opportunities in products to be sold online, there's opportunities in logistics. What are you seeing as opportunities where entrepreneurs can still play in that don't necessarily compete with what you guys are doing?
Madami, like, you can really build your own brand. Madami pa talaga. Anong take mo?
Yeah, building our own brand talaga. Isa yun for me, yun yung talagang na kailangan nating para sa akin, building your own brand kasi malayo masascale yung brand mo.
Yeah.
So yeah, for me, example for small medium enterprises. Pag nag-build ka ng brand mo, pag na-scale mo yan, in the future pwede mo exit yan eh. So yun talaga yung parang para sa akin na as an entrepreneur na kung gusto mong goal mo kumita na malaki, gusto mong makapag-exit sa business mo, build the brand and then scale mo. After scale, i-exit natin yung business.
I got that. But there's so many different types of brands. From what you've seen and from your insights, are there particular types of products or categories that you think are ideal, especially given the masa?
Yeah, maybe
masa,
For me naman kasi it's not about the product but how you market the
Yeah, how do you
product
market
talaga.
it?
It's
Also,
not about
syempre, the research mo din.
The research.
R&D mo dun sa product mo.
Yeah, I've learned in Alibaba na they said na market research is very important. Kahit gaano ka shit yung marketing mo, if you have a good market research, you can tell the story.
Yes. Behind the brand, dapat story behind
Invest on market research.
I like that one. Invest in market research.
Yes.
Baka dapat kayo magtayo ng market research company na lang dyan.
Soon, maybe soon.
Ayan, diba? That's a good idea.
Yeah, maybe
May
soon.
commission na ako dyan. Napag-meeting ko dyan. Okay lang.
Yeah,
So,
maybe
Actually,
soon.
right now naman, na mayroon kaming tinutulungan din some brands to build dun sa loob ng TikTok. Hini-help namin sila sa branding, insight, everything. Kami na rin nag-handle ng back-end nila, everything. So, okay, magtayo ka ng brand, sige, pero tutulungan kita mag-conceptualize. Paano ko ibebenta sa TikTok to kahit bagong brand ka?
Fantastic. Really
Yeah.
great opportunities that you're coming up
Maybe in
with.
the future, magtayo kami ng branding agency, di ba?
Not bad. And branding is specific for social media.
Yes.
You're leveraging social media. Now, before I start, wrapping up this discussion, what I find interesting is that you guys were a couple working
Yes.
together. Like for me, I also work with my wife, and it's not always, it's great to be with your wife, but also to work with your wife or to work with your spouse or your partners is a very challenging proposition. I'm not saying we get it correct every time, but how did you guys pass? Because I'm sure trial and error kayo dalawa kasi boyfriend girlfriend kayo noon, di ba? So
Yeah.
mag-aaway kayo boyfriend girlfriend.
Yeah.
Pag mag-asawa, ibang usapan din yan. Let's tell me, what's the sort of dynamic when it comes to business for both of you guys?
Sa akin kasi more on sa finance ako. Tapos siya naman medyo
Or
sa
sa
people
gastos.
Sa people, more on na expansion siya.
Yeah.
So, sa akin, parang once may gusto siyang expand, parang for me, parang pa ako nun, parang, wag, ganyan, parang conservative masyado.
Okay. So you're the one you are sort of like the entrepreneur growing
Yes.
things, but you are the one, you're the fiscalizer. Ikaw yung financier na parang you're the one who thinks of,
Yeah.
how to
Medyo
run the business.
conservative ba ako that time. But then, I realized na in order for your business to grow talaga, you have to invest.
Yeah.
Invest. And
Also, parang siyang sugal lang. Risk mo lang. Hindi mo man alam kung kailangan ko mananalo dyan.
totoo.
Unless you try, di ba? So, gastos lang.
And he would always tell me, hindi, kumbaga, if ma-fail to, okay lang sa akin kasi alam ko naman paano yung formula mag-walk
Yes.
again paano tumayo. So parang siya, okay, pinabayaan ko na siya sa yung pag-expand niya, which is true enough naman, like ang napalaki niya talaga yung mga businesses.
And how do you guys also have a time? And this just what comes across to me. Do you have a time na parang we stop talking about business when we get home or business kasi like because some families business is on the
Table.
dinner table yan.
Yeah.
Di ba? Walang,
Oo.
that's just the culture eh. Sa ikaw, in your own family, may ganyan ba na okay, pagdating na sa bedroom, wala lang usapan or hanggang sa bedroom?
Hindi, ganun pa rin. Ganun pa rin.
Hanggang sa matutulog kami, kwentuhan namin puro business
Puro
pa.
business.
Okay.
Business pa rin.
Yeah. I mean, that's
Pero hindi
really
naman siya argue more on ano pang
Yeah.
pwede natin
Yeah,
improve. Ganyan.
Yeah, more suggestion, tapos siya naman, sige, ganito gawin natin, improve pa natin.
Oo.
Yeah.
Kasi, I mean, syempre, you can't help it sometimes kung may gusto ng asawa mo, you can't say no, di ba? So,
Yeah.
when do you draw the line between, ito yung professional, ito yung personal?
Ngayon medyo na ako, lilo na ako ngayon eh. Kasi medyo focus na ako sa kid nga. Tapos siya
Yeah.
naman yung,
I
medyo
see.
kami.
Oo. Minsan pag may
Nag-balance.
nakita lang siya na may mali sa ginagawa ko.
I tell him.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess it's what I would call cyclical, and I guess that's what's nice about being a married couple as well,
Yeah.
and doing business, because sometimes you can give each other time, you
Yeah.
give each other space, and then come back in when you need to again.
Yeah.
And it's
It can be
oh.
toxic talaga sometimes kasi yung nag-ano kayo. Parang yung wala kayong nakakome up na decision tapos siya may gusto, ikaw may gusto. So parang okay, why not parang ano muna ako, siya muna.
Sa lagi kami nag-meet dun sa gitna na kasi ang hirap minsan sundin mo yung gusto mo, susundin ko yung gusto ko.
Oh.
So ang nangyayari is meron siya bigyan yung suggestion, ako naman galaylo ako. Sige, ito na lang tayo, dito na lang tayo mag-meet.
Yeah.
So doon kami nagka-click.
Oh, Diyan, I can empathize with you pagdating sa mga sitwasyon na ganyan. No?
Yeah.
And then finally, you guys have learned so much in such a short period of time. In fact, the sort of industry that you have, I would call it's a millennial Gen Z industry,
Yeah.
because people from my generation
Yeah.
are still very unfamiliar with the business model. But for you, parang intuitive na siya, di ba?
Yeah.
Right now, what would be your advice that you've gained, 2 to 3 pieces of management advice that you want to share with other entrepreneurs also, that we can learn from? Especially like for me, what can I learn as somebody who is Gen X or Boomer who needs to better appreciate doing your business? And what can you share naman with other Gen X and millennials who are getting into business for the first time? What, kasi daddy mo or whatever, or tito mo, what would you tell about how to do business now for the millennial generation?
So for me, adapt changes din and adapt the technology. Kasi right now, I think yung panahon natin, no, papunta na tayo sa mas sa technology, mas malalim pa. So, kung right now hindi ka nag-mobile phone, in the future, may iwan ka kung wala kang update dun sa mga social media. Lahat na kung advice ng mga tito, dapat kung ano mga new trends ngayon, dapat pasukan natin. Learn natin kung ano meron. Kasi may mga tito alam ba yung TikTok? Pero hindi nila alam na ang TikTok pala ay future of selling, future of entertainment, future of social media platform. So I think adapt changes and adapt the technology din. Yun.
Got that.
Yeah.
Ikaw naman, yeah.
Same. Parang sa akin, you never stop learning. Kasi even sa business namin ngayon, we never stop learning. Kasi ano pang pwede namin ma-offer sa mga clients namin, ano pang pwede namin ma-offer sa Filipino. So parang for me, never stop learning. Kasi yung changes talaga, ang bilis eh. Yun.
And what advice naman would you give to other Gen Zs and millennials who are coming still into business? What have you learned? General management advice naman that you want to share?
For me kasi, Gen Zs and millennial, they always think na when they do business, parang agad, instant. Because sila born instant eh.
That's right.
So I think they need to learn, they need to really work hard for what they want to achieve. It's not always given to you eh.
And
So,
be more patient than also.
yeah, yun. Patient
Yeah.
talaga. Like, hindi mo siya makukuha in just one, success in parang one day. Kailangan mo siya paghirapan for how many years.
I see.
Yeah.
So really great advice, guys. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank
For
you.
example, if there are other brands, kung may oras pa man, or kung may space eventually, how can they approach M-Commerce?
So you can reach us at www.mcommerce.ph. So pwede nila iwan yung contact number na doon. Tapos iko-contact na namin sila.
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
And for those who want to get the services of Subcart?
They can message our Facebook account, Subcart
Subcart
PH
Philippines.
Philippines.
Yeah.
Again, guys, thanks so much, Michael
Thank
Ziara.
you.
Thanks so much for joining us. I learned so much personally from you guys. Excited to collaborate with you guys in the near future. And again, congratulations to all the success of Subcart and M-Commerce. And thanks for supporting the growth of many Filipino businesses. Again, this is the RJ Ledesma podcast. We'll see you guys for the next podcast of RJ Ledesma. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
The opinions of podcast creators, hosts, and guests are not necessarily reflective of the official stance of the Pod Network Entertainment, its hosts, or other network programs. The content created by the people behind the podcast is personal and not meant to harm any religion, ethnicity, group, organization, company, or individual.